So what is design thinking? Design thinking is a fairly recent concept entering the business world, and it is entering with much promise. So what is it? It is a management tool, a method, and a mindset for organizations that are seeking innovation. If you want to explore greater synergies between business strategies, and if you're looking for a method to drive product and service innovation, design thinking might be very interesting for you. For example, at Procter & Gamble, design moved from being the last decoration station on the way to market to being embedded in the corporate culture of the entire organization. Other examples of firms that have followed a design thinking approach are the software company Intuit, furniture producer Herman Miller, online accommodation booking service AirBnB, and also Coca Cola. Many organizations, and many more organizations, are currently experimenting with design thinking. So why is design thinking important? Well, building innovation capability is important, especially since global business environments are characterized by increasing complexity and uncertainty. Take, for example, recent political developments in the Middle East, in Asia, and in Europe, which have led to higher levels of uncertainty in many industries. Another reason is technological disruption of industries through the internet, new materials, alternative sources of energy, and all these different reasons are putting much more pressure on organizations to position themselves in such changing business environments. In addition, there's a perceived lack of innovation capability. Executives are aware of the great challenges that their organizations are facing, but they also express that their organizations are not sufficiently prepared for a business environment where ongoing need for improvement and innovation is needed. Design thinking has the potential to help. Design thinking is as much a mindset as it is a process. Both aspects are very important, and they have implications for the improvement of innovation of business. As a process, design thinking informs and shapes the different practices of how complex business problems can be solved. The different stages of a typical design thinking process include deep empathy with end users, customers, reframing of the problem area, ideation, prototyping, and then testing. Now, as a mindset, design thinking refers to the underlying values and beliefs that over time may find their way into an organization's culture. While a firm can adopt the processes and learn new innovation practices over time and fairly easy, it is the mindset that will ultimately help achieve innovation objectives at a much deeper and more sustainable level. So, why do we look towards design? Because designers, by the very nature of their professional practice, have mastered a set of skills that can be applied to a much wider range of problems than has been in the past. Design thinking is the attempt of capturing this very process and presenting it as an approach to creative problem solving that can be applied by people who are not necessarily designers. Is design thinking new? No, it's not necessarily new, but what is new is the broad application of this concept to business problems. The design thinking concept itself dates back more than 30 years to research in the fields of education and architecture. Here, researchers have explained in detail how designers think and how they work. The notion of design can also be found in classical management studies. Henry Mintzberg, for example, coined the term of design school for an approach that emphasizes the conscious development and continuous development of strategic alternatives. However, it was Peter Rowe's book, Design Thinking, which is viewed as the first attempt at a generalized portrait of design thinking. Since then, the interest in design thinking has been rapidly growing. If you take the emergence, for example, of Stanford University's D School, the Managed by Design approach at the Weatherhead School of Business, and the integrative thinking approach used by the Rotman School of Business, They're all recent examples of how design is entering management education and practice. If you take examples like the company or the firm of IDEO and similar strategic design firms, they show that design can help navigate complex and dynamic challenges and find practical and, very importantly, human-centered innovations. So, in the end, design thinking is a way of orienting innovation towards the customers with the objective of creating new market opportunities and ultimately competitive advantage.